Greetings, YouTube. I know that in the US, we are used to having four-way stops. Outside the US, they're not all that common, usually have some kind of roundabout. We have roundabouts in the US, but we have far more four-way stops. And a four-way stop is exactly what it sounds like. It's a intersection of two roads, and you got four stop signs at those intersections. Normally, under the stop sign, there'll be a little thing that says four-way or all-way. I've never been able to figure out why they all don't say all-way, because that means you only have to print out one type of little sign, but that's just me. And the idea is that when cars arrive, it's first come, first serve. So if four cars show up and there's a 3-second delay between them, the first car that got there, they get to go first. And then the car that was there 3 seconds later, they get to go first. Then 6 seconds, and then 9 seconds. And then everybody goes on their way, and the process starts over again as new cars arrive. It can take a little bit of getting used to if you've never done it, particularly if you may be a little nervous and you're afraid that people aren't going to pay attention. I'm very cautious at four-ways. I have seen my fair share of people who've decided, I'm not waiting my turn and just blow right through. There's also the issue that at sunrise and sunset, sunlight can be an issue, can actually obscure your ability to see clearly, so it may make going through an intersection and making that kind of a judgment call difficult. There's one I go by in the morning quite frequently because I get out of work at 7 a.m. that at certain times of the year it can be a pain in the butt. Having said all this, there are people who don't seem to understand how they work and will pull up to a four-way intersection. There's no one there. They are alone. There is no vehicles for a block in either of the three directions. And they'll just sit there until another car shows up. And then they'll go. I've seen this happen many times, and I do not understand why. The rule isn't you have to wait for another car to arrive. The rule is first come, first serve. And if you're the only one there, it's a smorgasbord. You just get to go. I mean, I'll freely admit that there are times when I'm coming up to an intersection and I glance like this and there's no cars in there. I slow down. I don't stop. I just keep right on going. We call that a California stop in the U.S. But I'm not endangering anyone. There are no other cars there. I would not do that if there were other cars there. And I don't understand why people come to a four-way intersection and then they just sit there. I've actually come up behind someone who's doing this, and I'm like, beep. Like, move your ass. There's no one here preventing you from going. And if you're in the U.S., we drive on the right side of the road. So, and in a lot of places, you can take a right-hand turn on a stop at a stop sign, or a stoplight, so long as there's no traffic interfering with your capacity to do this. So if you're at a four-way intersection, that means unless somebody is taking a left-hand turn into the lane you want to go into, you can go. Because if everybody's taking right-hand turns, they're not interfering with you. And if the other lanes are going straight, as long as this one and that the other area, so long as someone's not coming into the lane you're going in, just go. You're not harming anyone. You're just going on your way, and the whole process will function if everybody pays attention and they go when they're supposed to. So I gotta ask, folks, those who drive and have experienced four-way intersections, have you ever seen this very odd behavior of where a person shows up at an intersection and then they sit there until another car arrives before they move?